Congratulations on the victory. I know this is something you've been working a long time to get here. So what's the feeling like for you right now?
It's absolutely amazing, mate. Like I say, I've always envisioned, having my UFC debut. I've envisioned getting the finish. I've envisioned, just getting to this stage and stuff like that. And it couldn't have gone any better way. Like I said, this is absolutely spectacular event. Working through the pandemic and stuff like that. It's been a lifelong journey, and to finally be here, it's amazing. Now I feel like, like I'm finally like a proper UFC fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like when you first got signed, you don't really feel it so much yet, and now I'm like, okay, I've put my foot in the door and I'm here to stay. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
I wonder what it's like for people like you that are making their debuts during this time, right? Like you said, you've envisioned your whole life getting to this one point, and then the world's completely different now, right? I mean, it's not what you envisioned. Is that difficult at all? Does it make the mindset or the feeling difficult?
To be honest, I was actually very thankful for this pandemic in a way, because like I said, it helped me to sort of work on things I wasn't able to work on. I wasn't able to show it so much in the fight, but I was actually very glad, that he sort of stood up with me. But look, I got signed in January. I had a fight booked for May, and then the pandemic hit. The vision of victory, the vision of going out in the UFC has always been the same. I didn't know where it would be, what would happen in that sense, but I always knew it was going to happen. So when it first got cancelled and stuff like that, obviously, it was very exciting for me. I wanted to fight in America and going to San Diego and stuff like that. So when it got cancelled, obviously that was a bit of a bummer, but I knew my manager was going to work extremely hard to get me another fight, and yeah, so we've got a quick turnaround, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I've always had the same mindset to be a better mixed martial artist, so I'm always trying to improve myself, so that keeps me motivated, that keeps me inspired. And listen, when you want to create a better life for your family and for my dad and stuff like that, obviously that's the driving factor to just make me want to keep getting better.
Kind of a weird ending to the fight, right? I mean, what did you see? When did you realize the fight was over? I mean, what did you think about the whole sequence? Because it's a little bit odd.
Yeah, listen, I like to finish fights. So obviously, if I see an opportunity, I'm going to take it. And, I had it in my last fight in Cage Warriors. I had the exact same position, but the guy sort of just held his head there. He didn't really try to take me down in that last fight. Here, he was really going for the takedown. And I'm like, I didn't even notice the end of the round. Like, I literally thought there was probably at least another minute or two left. Like, I had no idea. And I was just starting to feel the range with the strikes and stuff like that. So, yeah, listen, we went in the changing room and he told us exactly where the spots on the head that were right. And I even saw, when I looked up at the screen, it was right in the spot, like a big red mark where the exact spot was. I, again, thought that he was going to be able to get to his corner. I thought, okay, I landed like 3 shots maybe. I was like, is that enough to put him away? Maybe not. I knew that they were devastating. I just didn't know. I thought, okay, well, in the second round, I know I'm going to try and go for the finish there. But yeah, and then when he said that he couldn't continue, I realized that, yeah, I probably gave him a good couple of knocks.
Very nice. Well, you got this experience under your belt. Give us the idea. What's the plan? What's next? Sounds like maybe we'll be back here in October. I don't know. What's your plan?
Well, listen, if that's the case, I would love to get on that card. I mean, listen, I'm always in shape. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always training, man. Like, I feel like you should always be trying to become a better mixed martial artist. I'm always trying to improve my skill set, get to the next level and stuff like that, because I want to be able to compete against these top contenders. So I need to keep working my way up, keep improving my skill set, and keep improving my confidence, and just get out there and do my thing. Like I say, I've yet to show everything. Even now, being in the UFC and stuff like that, I had a bursitis in my left leg. I always have some sort of problem about getting injuries before fights. I don't know what the hell it is, or I must be jinxed or something. But I had like a swollen knee already, and I knew my opponent was targeting it. So I would love to go out and show it when I'm fully healthy. There's no problems. But listen, when it's your UFC debut and you've got 2 weeks left, I just have to adapt and overcome and do the best that I can. Moving forward, I'm looking to take the necessary steps to work my way towards the top. Listen, it's my goal to be a UFC champion one day, as it should be for any fighter. So I'm looking to make the appropriate steps to be able to get there. So listen, whoever they got next for me, I'll be ready. October, whenever the next fight island is, I'd love to get on that card and show even more of my skill set.
Sorry. How injured were you coming into this fight? You mentioned an injury in your leg.
Yeah. So about 2 weeks prior to the fight, and funny enough, I guess maybe you could say that the opponent change was a bit of a blessing in disguise, that he wanted to, I don't know, like, the thing is, when I go on my knee, it hurts. So 2 weeks out from the fight, I think I may have banged it somewhere, and then you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're rubbing on your knees a lot, and then my leg just blew up. Like, literally, it looks like what it does now, and it looks pretty bad right now. So, and at that point, I was like, bloody hell, I need to get this fixed. I need to sort something out. I need to get the swelling down. I literally just had to do the best that I could to get it down in the shortest space of time possible. So it limited my confidence a little bit. Like, I knew that I wouldn't be able to do certain things, but in the fight, when he landed leg kicks and stuff like that, I didn't really feel it. The adrenaline kicked in and stuff like that, so I was fine. But I was a little bit more hesitant than usual, just because obviously I had that. No excuses at the end of the day. In the fight, like I say, you don't feel as much. But I would like to go in there, completely healthy. But in any situation, you got to adapt and fight through it, and that's exactly what I did.
When your original opponent pulled out, did you kind of feel, okay, maybe this is a sign for me to pull out as well and get back to 100% to finally get this debut when I'm 100%?
When an opportunity, as Conor McGregor says, when preparation meets opportunity, it's a beautiful thing. Listen, I was extremely well prepared. When they said the opponent pulled out, I was so devastated. I'm like, even though I had this injury, I was like, I was thinking in my mind always positive. A lot of people would say, negatives and stuff like, oh, your leg's hurt and this and that. But if I thought like that, my leg wouldn't recover. I wouldn't be in the same mind frame. I wouldn't be doing everything possible to get myself to the fight night. So I kept being positive. When they gave me a new opponent, I'm like, okay, we'll adapt, we'll get there. I've been working a lot of stuff for the previous opponent, which would have done well had the guy grappled against me in this fight, and I knew that I'm confident in my striking skill set. So, obviously I wasn't able to get the range until sort of later on to the fight, and I know in the second round I would have found it even more, but there was no quit in me. There was no sign that I was ever going to pull out of the fight. I knew that I was going to come in, and when you got Fight Island in front of you, you're not exactly going to say no. So I just had to do what I could to get there and be ready.
And speaking about the actual finish, like you said, it's 2 fights in a row that you finish with those elbows. And is that something you train in the gym? Because it's such a risky move. You're so close to landing illegal elbows. Even if your opponent turn his head, it's gonna be illegal. Is that something you work on in the gym?
Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily something I work on, but it's something I highlight. When I'm doing all my moves. Every time I'm doing my takedown defense, I'm trying to do all the correct things takedown defense wise. But like, listen, if you're in a situation where the takedown defense maybe not working as well, or you have to go to instinct, and my instinct is I want to try and hurt the guy, at any stage possible. If he's trying to wrestle with me, I'm going to make sure he doesn't want to wrestle me anymore. So obviously, when I saw that spot, his head was already a little bit turned, as it was like against like sort of my leg. So when I saw that, I just went for it. And like I said, they went in the changing rooms in the back. They showed the legal spots, and like I said, I saw on the screen it was right on the money in terms of where it needed to be to land legally. It's a bit of a risky move, but I did it in my last fight, so it's almost like I knew where to sort of pinpoint the shot. I didn't even know how long was left in the round. Like I say, I thought it was about 1 minute at least left in the round, but I'm looking for finishes whenever I can. So I knew I'd done it in my last fight, so I was like, I'm in the same position again, deja vu, let's go.
And like I said, the round was over, and you were so close to the action. He was on his knees, and referee telling him to get back up, saying it was legal, and then he just fell off outside of the cage. How was your reaction watching all that unfold, like right under you, because we're so close?
I mean, first off, I just want to say, obviously, I hope for a very speedy recovery to my opponent. It's never nice, seeing an opponent completely dazed and confused. I mean, listen, you got to do it. This is part of the job. But obviously, I know he's got a wedding in a couple of days, so I hope that he's okay and stuff like that, because I know how devastating those strikes are. I mean, the last guy that I fought, I saw him in the medical room, and he was still like, he didn't know where he was. And it's at the end of the day, like, in there, you're thinking animalistic. I want to really go in there and hurt the guy, but afterwards, like, I'm like, I just want to see the guy be all right. Do you know what I mean? We're there to compete against each other. But afterwards, utmost respect. Yeah, listen, at the end of the round, I saw that he was like sort of not in a good way, but I thought he would continue. He looked like he was getting ready to go. Like he went on the floor, but I thought he looked like he was standing up, and then like you said, he sort of fell over, and then I was like, are they going to stop it? Is it going to go? And then when he literally could not continue, then I knew it was over at that point. So I mean, listen, it could have been maybe a cleaner finish, but at the end of the day, a finish is a finish. So I got the job done.